So I was always that girl who wanted everything to turn out perfect. I wanted everything that I was doing to turn out perfect. I mean, I had a lot of people that were looking unto me. I had a lot of people that were expecting excellency from me, and so I had to deliver. I had to deliver. And there was this project that I was working on, and there was a certain professor in my class at uni, and this professor did not supervise a lot of students. And he had selected only two, and I was among those two, to work on these two specific projects. And we had to deliver quality work. At least I put that in my mind. And it was also expected, it was a deliverable that was expected, that we had to produce quality work. And so I worked very hard. I put my heart into this, and things were very confusing, but I I was afraid to even inquire. I was afraid to even reach out to him and tell him, I find this part so confusing. So thank God there were two supervisors. So there was that main supervisor that I'm talking about, who I was so afraid of, and then there was also a sub supervisor. I was afraid of them both for no reason. They didn't give me a reason to be afraid of them, but I was. And because I just thought everything had to turn out perfect, and it was not. So there comes this one fateful day. We used to present progress reports. So I was supposed to present a progress presentation, like what's up with your project, what are you doing. I remember that time things were not really working out. I was not understanding whatever I was doing. But then I was too nervous, I was too afraid to inquire and to admit that. So so there was this one fateful day. I was supposed to make a progress presentation. I was confused. I had analyzed things. Things were not really understandable, but I knew I had to present something. I worked my heart into the other presentation. I did not sleep. Expecting perfect work. The work did not turn out perfect. I looked at the presentation and it was not perfect. And because of that, I was afraid. I didn't even want to present it. I wanted to disappear. Wanted to disappear just before the presentation. Wanted, like, when you reach that time of, you're so much pressured by yourself and so much on tension, and you want to just disappear. That is the situation in which I was in. And I was so much condemning myself. I was like, we've given you a lot of time, because they had given me a certain long period. It was like over a month, which was a very long period without me presenting. And I was there being afraid because I was confused and I could not admit it. So everything within me was condemning me. Everything within me was telling me that, oh my God, you're such a wreck. You're such a disappointment. We've given you this much time. We've given you all the resources you need. I got special access to some special instruments. And everything within me was condemning me. It was like, oh my God, you are a failure. You have failed us. Look at what you're presenting. You're not even understanding your work. Those voices that we have in our minds, that is what I had. So I had all those nervous thoughts. I was not ready, but that fateful day had to come whereby I had to deliver, I had to present what I had. And I I sent a Google Meet link to this lady, the sub supervisor I told you about. And I was fidgeting last minute. After all that while I had given me, I was fidgeting last minute. And I sent her the link, and I took some time before sharing my screen, and everything was just so, I mean, disorganized. It looked like I was unprepared. It looked like I was fidgeting. Meanwhile, all that was happening, I was condemning myself so deeply, so deeply. And she was calm for a reason I did not know. She was very calm. And she waited for me. My internet was so poor. It was so disrupting our meeting, but she was so patient with me. So I presented anyway. I took a lot of time. She listened to me throughout the whole presentation. And yeah, she listened, and afterwards she commented. Sorry. So my mind was so geared, was so set and waiting for rebuke and condemnation. But I was so amazed at how much grace she showed me. She's not saved per se, though she's a believer. But I was just so mesmerized. You know how she was calm? She was like, okay, um, this is quite something. At least you have pulled up something, you have compiled something. I appreciate that. However, your internet was disrupting through this and this and this and this, this happened throughout our meeting. She like, not that she kept all the negative comments that she had picked up along the way, no. She presented them to me so gracefully. I was not condemned. I didn't feel attacked. Hmm? Like the voices that were already in me. She calmed that down. She told me, okay, so yeah, but I think you can improve it by doing. Sorry, something happened to the light. But yeah, she advised me, I think you can improve it by doing this. You can improve it by doing this. You can, organize the slides in such a way. She I don't know how I can explain it to you, but she addressed me with such grace. I was so mesmerized. I was so appalled. I was like, wow. I felt no condemnation at all. I felt no tension at all. I know that this was encouraging me to not take work seriously or what. I had put in my whole heart into that. And there was already a condemnation within me, condemning me so deeply. And here she is showing up with so much grace, so much grace, so much grace. Grace, like it did not come with condemnation, it came with such a peace. Not that it held back truth, no. Truth was still being said. She told me the comments, she told me the weakness, the weaknesses, or the glitz, or the, let me say, the negatives she saw. But not with condemnation, like, oh my god, Lydia, by this time you're still presenting such, because those are the voices in my head. And she just turned it all around. She was like, this is good work already, but you can improve it like this. I think it will turn out so much better. This is already good. She gave me such a positive energy. I was so energized. You guys, I did the rest of the work until our next progress presentation with so much joy, excited. The confusion that had come cooled down. I was no longer so much afraid. I was no longer so much confused. Yes, things needed, a lot more understanding, and you need to collaborate with those people. Those times I was so much of a loner, and you need to do work with others. But the grace that she showed me, it just reminded me of Christ. It just reminded me of Christ. Because I was like, where can someone find this in such a rude world, in such a world as the one that we live in, as the one that we have? And I remember there is a Jesus who, a Jesus who is always ready to listen, a Jesus who is available, a Jesus who is not condemning us, a Jesus who, not that he wants us to remain in our sin, no, no, but he knows that we're just earthly vessels. He knows we were made out of clay. He knows our weaknesses. And he tells us that in our weaknesses he's strong. A Jesus who convicts but does not condemn us. Yes, he tells of the wrong. He highlights it for you, but so gracefully, with an assurance that he is not condemning you. Yes, you have messed up. Yes, you have not been perfect in a certain, you know, in a, cer- in a certain, in some, maybe a certain work you are doing. You have not been perfect there, but he's not condemning you. He still welcomes you as his child. He believes in you. He believes in you. He believes in you, and not in a belief that puts you on tension, in a belief that is calm, in a belief that is calm, in a belief. My goodness, this being my first video, I'm being interrupted a lot. But yeah, that is what I wanted to bring out in this, is that you can show out grace to fellow believers out there, to any individual being out there. People are going through a lot. People's minds are condemning them already. You can be a light. You can shine a light. You can be grace. Show grace to others. Like the way Jesus shows us grace. In our imperfections, we are imperfect. But he shows us grace. You can show others grace. Others grace. Don't put so much tension on yourself and on the world. Yeah.